I forgot how good it is to sweat it off.
I wonder what's the source of organic matter on this planet.
Huh. That's an interesting question. I wonder if some primitive life forms used to inhabit the planet.
What if they still do, huh? Unkillable, radioactive, fireproof life forms.
I was much happier before this conversation took place.
Awesome. Another movie. Yes. I was missing that. Okay, this looks like a good spot for the tower. And the other one... Yeah, I need to build it on the other side. Another movie. This one was actually on my pile of shame. Yes, I was missing that.
Running out of storage space. take care of this now? What a shitty day.
So, heard the news? I think we might have a cure for you.
Yeah, I heard. And I want you to know I don't like it. It would be like being fed my own brother's brain.
Healthy brain tissue, to be precise.
Oh yeah, that makes a hell of a difference. Could you come see me? We need to talk.
Evacuation functionality.
We did a good job stocking the base of radiation filters, don't you think? You gave them one less thing to stress about, and that's always appreciated.
Thanks for suggesting the solution.
Just doing my job.
So, heard the news? We might have a cure for you.
Yes,
I've heard, and I have a very strong opinion about it. Just because some things are possible from a medical standpoint doesn't mean they should be done. Agreed. We have to look for another way.
yeah, you got my full support on that.
That feast you prepared, you were right. It did everyone a lot of good.
I'm glad you appreciate the importance of such things. I have to say, it was a pleasure for me too. I guess I just like making people happy.
It's a fine way to take your mind off your own problems.
Or to realize how unimportant your problems are in the face of real human tragedies. You may think I'm out of touch, but I seriously believe a man's purpose can only lie beyond himself. Otherwise, he will always live like a caged animal who has never experienced the call of the wild.
You know what? I think I prefer it when you stick to cooking.
You should see me in my charity soup kitchen. Ingredients were almost as scarce as here, but me and my helpers always cooked up something special for the locals. Want to know my secret?
Putting your heart in it?
Yeah, in a way.
You're close. It was Mom. I wrote to her a lot from the other side of the world, asking for advice on how to tweak her classic recipes so that they could be made with, foreign ingredients. She taught me how to be a magician even in the humblest of kitchens.
Wait,
Mom, wasn't that after she was sick?
right.
But she got better. So, you're saying there was a way to help her?
Well, it came with a price.
What price?
A long story, man.
But she's alive? I mean, in your awareness? Was she still alive when you went on this mission?
Yeah. She called me the day before the launch and wished me a good landing.
Didn't she get better in your life? No. No, she didn't. You mean she's gone? I was gonna tell her how it went if we found rubidium. I'm sorry. You won't be able to do that. None of us will. But she'd be proud of you. You know that. Proud. This is some kind of cruel joke. Joke? Come on, man, what are you talking about? My efforts, my struggles. Seems they were all pointless. How can you say that? The relationship you had with her, it was real. That version of Mom, you know, it lives in you through your memories, your recipes. They're not pointless. Thanks to them, you were able to give us an unforgettable feast. Isn't that like bringing her back to life? And look, you've done it twice. You should be proud of yourself. Thanks, but it's not so simple, Jan. I mean, I'm glad to have these memories, but what? I think I'd just rather not talk about it. I think I need some alone time.
To the saber evacuation.
Hi. Jan, there's an issue we need to discuss. Let's meet.
To the saber evacuation.
What's troubling you?
Well, I've been analyzing the situation thoroughly, and in light of the fact that we may all die of this abnormality in our brains, the thought of not making it back to Earth has been haunting me. To the point of obsession, I admit. Yeah, you'll make it. We'll all make it, don't worry, okay? Oh, please. I'm not worried for myself. There's a lot more at stake here than just our fleeting lives. Can't you see? The world will miss so much if I go too soon. Oh, what do you mean? My work. Everything I did in my parallel life wasn't meaningless. On the contrary, it had the potential to push space exploration to a whole new level. Really? How? You see, I developed a method of nanoparticle dispersion that proved to be stable in even the most extreme conditions.
Oh, shit?
Exactly. And now it breaks my heart to think that all that groundbreaking research, all that knowledge could just disappear with me, never to see the light of day.
Yeah, man, you're right. We can't let the method of nanoparticle, we can't let it disappear.
So let's do something about it.
Yeah, right. But what can we do about it?
I want to recreate my research, here and now. Revisit my logic, backtrack my calculations, rewire the connections in my brain, and write it all down again. For posterity.
And you need me to...
Grant me the time to focus on this project and nothing else. Of course, I'd still be there to attend mission-critical tasks if the need arises, but I would appreciate if I could limit my availability as much as possible until I get this weight off my chest completely.
Fine.
I'll see what I can do. Thank you. It's amazing that by trying to save your own life and altering yourself, you involuntarily unleash such a big potential for change and progress. I can start working on my old research whenever you're ready.
To the saber evacuation. To the saber evacuation.
Another Rapidium arc? Good job. Hello, Don.
Come on, buddy. Brooding never helped anyone. Life keeps punishing you for having hope. Looks like this time we've been given capital punishment. You know what? We should make a bucket list. Share our boldest dreams. That would cheer us all up. A bucket list, huh? Why not? Another arc? Cool, man. What's going on? I'm dizzy. Hi, Lucas.
Jan, good to hear you. What's up?
Calling because I've collected some more Rapidium. Thought you'd like to know.
Oh, man, that's so great.
Yeah. You can be pretty convincing, you know?
Really? I don't hear that often. My work can be kind of lonely.
Tell me about it. It's good to talk with someone other than myself.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking. Remember how last time I was telling you about how Maxwell got me into all this?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. You said he was going through a tough time himself. What's the story behind that?
Well, I don't know it firsthand, but I heard that years back he was a completely different person. Happily married, House in the suburbs with a steady academic job that had nothing to do with big tech or politics.
Sounds like a scientist's nightmare. No wonder he got fed up with it.
He didn't. It slipped away from him. One night his life suddenly got upturned, and then it was just a spiral of events. Things started toppling down like dominoes. His work, reputation. Eventually his wife left him.
What happened?
His friend died in a car crash. Horrible accident, drunk driving.
Really? Well, that's sad, but how did losing a friend have such consequences?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I want to... if I should go into the details. They're very personal to him. But also... maybe another time when we can talk longer. Bottom line for me is... if it weren't for that horrible accident and Maxwell's loss, I would probably have had a much more miserable life. It's so strange to think how relative life can be. Sometimes it just blows my mind, you know?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, no use getting all philosophical, huh? Anyway, well done with the arcs. I really appreciate it.
Great. Because I'll need to focus on other things now.
Of course. That's understood. Good luck. I'll 7 out.
You treat people like goddamn tools. Well, I'm not a tool, so you better show some respect. Really?
Safer evacuation.
Keeping busy, I hope.
Shortages are detected. The evacuation procedure.
The sooner we get on with the brain cell therapy, the better.
Computer
Call me old-fashioned, but growing a human brain in a lab is too much for me.
locating organic matter deposits.
A bong? Yup. Thank. Yeah, sure, but need to do this? is damaged.
Sure?
Should I work on this while you're scheduling repairs? All done here. Should I help with this now?
Navigation system. Mined by Alley Corp.
Police in Canada have smashed a multi-million-dollar drug smuggling.
To the Sabre evacuation.
Jan, we're running out of storage space, you know?
About that experiment, maybe you should reconsider.
I sure hope we'll get some trees.
Functionality manual. To the Sabre evacuation.
Well, you know, I couldn't open my eyes for like 4 weeks. You know, they sewed my eyes shut. They sewed too high.
There's gotta be another way.
That alien thing is inside one of us, damn it. We gotta test our blood with the pathogen to figure out who before it feeds again.
Really, all horrors are the same.
No reaction. You're clean.
What about you, Quay? Where were you when Martinez was attacked?
I was burying my wife.
Oh, God.
Nothing. Sherman, you're up.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is a great idea. Feels a little unsanitary to me.
It's the only way. None of us are safe until we find out who's infected.
Really? It's the only way?
Kinda gotta agree with Sherman here, guys. Not sure about this whole test thing.
Sherman's just stalling because he's afraid of what we'll find.
Oh, right. You think maybe he's the alien? Nuh-uh. I'm just not jumping at the opportunity to cut my hand with a reused knife.
You just sterilized it.
He just waved a bic in front of it for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, not very thorough. Maybe we skip this.
I could give you some of my blood. Just give me some dental floss. I bleed every time.
You can't combine the blood with spit. It'll contaminate the sample, Sherman.
Okay, but we can use a rusty blade covered in everybody else's blood.
Scary.
Oh.
The more you refuse, the more we know it's you.
Oh, that's kind of a good point. Makes you seem like an alien.
No, it's not me. It's the principle of the thing. What if I do give my blood and it does react because of some problem with your pathogen test? How do we know it's even accurate?
He has a good point. Yeah, how do we know it's even accurate? Maybe the test isn't that good.
My wife developed that test right before she was killed. She gave it to me with her last breaths.
And I'm sorry that that happened. All of us have lost somebody up here, but also, she's not around. So we're gonna just take her word for it, not mine?
Seems kind of hypocritical.
How do we even know it's an alien thing to begin with, huh? I mean, sure, we can't find that mysterious embryo we mined from the core of the meteorite, but did we really check everywhere? Look at this place. There's like a ton of, as everybody looked in every nook and cranny, right?
Right, and even if it is an alien, how do we know it's not nice? Maybe it's a super nice alien, maybe it just was a little grumpy because it got woken up after 30,000 years, and it happens to subsist on human flesh, but that's not anything personal, that's just like out of necessity, so it could be really nice.
Right, it could be nice. Did we even think about that? Or are we too busy coming up with some gross blood test thingy because we can't deal with our control issues?
Enough! I'm gonna get that blood. I don't care if it's from your thumb or from your goddamn throat.
Hey, whoa, hey, hang on.
Out of my way. I know what an alien life form looks like when I see it.
Do you? Or did you just forget what a friend looks like? Guys! Come on, I mean, this week has been crazy! I mean, I saw a guy dragged by his large intestines. I saw the captain's head get blown off. Clean off her body. It's been nuts. But you know what else I saw? I saw Kara help Martinez figure out the Wi-Fi. I saw Richards dominate at Codenames. Sky 4? Are you kidding me? I saw Quay help me, the one last-minute transfer that nobody else knew or had any reason to trust, feel welcome and at home no matter where I originally came from. Guys, we're a team.
That's ridiculous.
You know, at the end of the day, does it really matter which one of us is the alien? What matters is that we're all together. Right? Right, Richard? So what do you say? Shake hands?
Love you, man.
What? Sherman was the alien? He always seemed so nice. He never said anything to me about my weird skin, eye, and voice condition. Honestly, there was a moment there where I thought I might be the alien. My skin thing's been acting up. I don't know if anybody noticed.
That's your self-worth issue.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not real.
It's honestly like I have this body dysmorphia thing where I see my face and I go like, maybe I'm an alien, but...
9 years of 20 concurrent mass demonstrations throughout the nation. It's expected the bill will outline just what animals will be allowed.
Another lovely day with a brand new team. Tension is becoming dangerous. We need to find a solution.
is damaged. Should I work on this while you're scheduling repairs?
So, yes, here it is. We still need to wait a little for the brain cells to mature fully. How long? 3 days, according to the instructions we got. Once they're ready, you can call a meeting and communicate your decision to everybody. Do you scan the brain for the mutation? Yes, it's all clear. And the cortex shows no signs of activity, which is good. What happens then? We extract the brain tissue, process it according to Maxwell's formula, and start administering the treatment. Of course, we will have to dispose of the body. Whoa! What the fuck? Looks like I didn't use enough sedative. Let me just, There. Damn it. I hope it didn't activate the cortex. What if it did? What do we do now? Just take a deep breath, okay? I've used enough sedative to put a horse to sleep. So even if his cortex did light up for a moment, it's inactive now. And I'll make sure it stays that way. Look, we can't get thrown off balance. Not now, when we're so close. Okay. You're right. You can't tell anyone about this incident, okay? They need to take the cure. I know some of them were against it. This would make them freak out even more. What incident? I didn't see anything. Did you? Okay. Good. Let's just give those brain cells the time they need to mature, and in 3 days, we'll proceed with the treatment. Simple as that. Sure. Fine. I wish I got to try para jokes.
Parahodas. Lemon leaves coated in gold and fried. I heard they're an incredible delicacy.
I wish I got to try handling. Someone has his head in the clouds.
Gotta aim high, right?
wish I got a chance to mentor a group of young, promising scientists. That's me, of course. I wish I was never born in here.
What are you all staring at? Did I ruin your party? He's got a point. This was inappropriate.
Back to work, I guess.
Another lovely day with a breathing teacher. Nice to know there's a solution coming.
All done. Should I take care of this now? There's nothing more to do here. Should I move there?
What's up?
Looks like I'm done. Should I go there next? Looks like I'm done. Should I go there next? It's getting a little cramped in our storage, Jan. All done here. Should I help with this now?
The easy solution is rarely on.
So, heard the news? I think we might have a cure for you.
Yeah, I've heard. And I gotta say, it's kinda disturbing. Is it true you're considering creating this knocked out guy and retrieving his brain?
Would you rather I let you all die?
I'm not sure I want to live at all costs. Even if it meant losing the chance to reunite with Ben. I don't think I could look him in the eye if I had pieces of that poor bastard's brain in me.
So what do you want me to do? Stop trying?
I don't know. You created this mess. You decide what to do. Man, I sure hope we'll get some treatment soon.
Okay, people. I wanted to hold this meeting to tell you that, well, we finally might have a cure for your condition.
Okay. Let's hope it's a good one. Let's hold off celebrating till we hear it.
We can use a treatment based on healthy brain tissue. For that purpose, we'd need to use the tabula rasa you've probably all seen occupy a space in the womb. So, you decided to go down that path.
Great! Why don't you just hand us over for experiments already?
Let's be rational. Since we already have the tabula rasa, I say we use it. What else are we gonna do with an awareness-free body?
Use it? I don't like the sound of that. He's an alter, just like us. Even if he has no memories, how can we be sure he doesn't feel anything?
I agree that we should be rational. It's just that there's something so cold-blooded about this. I feel it's a line we shouldn't cross, because once we do, there's no going back.
Just tell me we're not doing this. We're not taking his brain out. It's sickening.
We are doing it. That's my decision.
Oh, so you decided for us, without even giving us an alternative. That is so smart. I expected more understanding from you, man.
Mark my words. It's downhill from here.
This is unbearable. Let's stop wasting time and get on with it. We knew from the start we weren't born into a fairy tale.
Exactly. We weren't born into a fairy tale. Because we weren't born at all. We were just created to prolong this loser's meaningless life. Truth is, there is no good way out of this mess. The branching was, from the start, it was,
Make way for the doctor.
Is he unconscious?
He's breathing. Get him some water.
It's getting worse. We need a cure now. What's your call? Let's go for Maxwell's recipe. Good. I'll get tabula rasa ready for the procedure. Keep your fingers crossed.
Okay, everything's prepped. He's not showing signs of waking up again.
No, nothing. I've given him more sedatives just to be on the safe side. You want to say something before I proceed?
I don't know. Oh, just do it.
Okay, here goes. And that's it. Almost. I'm taking it to the lab to create Maxwell's magic potion.
Is he?
Yes, he's dead. But don't worry, he didn't feel a thing.
Hey, how do you feel after the procedure? Well, to be fair, I think it's working. But I can't shake off this bad feeling that it was a very wrong thing to do. We did the best we could, given the circumstances. Yeah, well, maybe it wasn't good enough. I just hoped we were a better man. That's all.
So, how do you feel after the procedure? I'm fine. Just leave me alone, okay? I can't believe you did it. I just don't want to think about it. So, how do you feel after the procedure?
Fine. I'm fine.
Look, I know you're not happy with my decision, but I have my reasons.
Yeah, of course. I don't think there's much more to say. I'm kind of busy, so yeah.
So, how do you feel after the procedure?
Oh, I feel much better. Don't worry. We'll help you get out of here. Then you can dispose of us, just like you did with Tabula Rasa. That what you wanted to hear?
Look, it wasn't easy for me either. But I'm happy you're alive. Let's focus on clearing our way now, and once we're out of this canyon, I hope we can talk it over properly.
Yeah, great idea. Let's get down to some anomaly busting.
Cool.
All done here. Should I help with this now? this now? Not bad, huh?
It really hits all your senses. The sound of the birds chirping in your ears, the summer breeze on your face. Quite the immersive experience.
You forgot to mention the stench of mold in the air conditioning.
Well, it can't all be perfect, can it?
Apparently not.
So, I was wondering, how much more did I not know about Mom?
What?
Well, it seems you got to know her better after our lives separated. I'd love to know what you talked about on that bench.
So, this is what it's all about, huh? You just want to sit down and make up for lost time. That's not the way it works.
What do you mean?
You don't get to just collect a few nice memories and pretend you lived my life, made my choices. You chose the easy way back then. You want it easy now.
Oh, please. Don't act so high and mighty. Sure, you stayed, gave Mom a few nice memories, but that doesn't make you better than me.
No, it doesn't. It makes me the one who knows there was a shitload of bad moments, while you only want to have it nice and pretty. Look at yourself. Here I am, scared of dying because of your decisions, and all you want is to hear more about Mom.
My decisions?
Yeah. You created us like this, like some kind of freaks, messing with our brains so much, I mean, it had disaster written all over it. But you preferred not to see it. Even if we do survive, we're going to end up as lab rats just like that poor bastard you created. You're just pretending to care, because you need us to get back to your lousy life. Hey, you can deny it all you want, but I'm still waiting for a reason to believe you've changed. And all I'm seeing is the same guy who left Mom because he was fucking selfish.
Well, I'm sorry you see it that way.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna help me much, is it? You know what? I think I just want to be alone.
So, how are you feeling?
I don't want to think about it. Fuck! For me, he was no different than us.
Mistake.
What happened in the lab? Our friend got angry that you didn't indulge him. He tried to force me to explain the research to him, and things quickly got out of hand.
I still think I made the right choice. You probably wouldn't understand your notes anyway.
Of course you did. Writing unnecessary documentation would take at least half my day. You can't afford that.
So, did you manage to recreate your lost research?
Yes, I did. I was worried I wouldn't remember everything correctly, but amazingly, it was all still there, neatly aligned and perfectly organized in my head. Almost reminded me of how Father made us arrange our toys when we were a kid.
Great. Can we get back to relevant work now?
That's a very ignorant remark. There is no such thing as irrelevant scientific work, and to prove it, let me surprise you.
I'm all ears.
Listen to this. While I was reconstructing my equations, I realized that by tweaking a parameter or two, my method can also be applied to something we are using on a daily basis on this very mission. The rad shield filters. In light of my findings, we can manufacture them in a much more efficient way. It's remarkable. Because theoretically, I had all the necessary knowledge in my head, but I had to backtrack my line of thinking to unblock it.
Wow. What can I say? The inventor's mind works in mysterious ways.
It sure does. And you know what? Suddenly, I feel much more confident about facing our other challenges. Let's take this bull by the horns.
Hey, how'd it go with the treatment?
Well, the therapy has begun. Everybody took their dose of Maxwell's medicine, and it's looking optimistic. No bad reactions, no side effects. In fact, I can already feel the difference. My head is clearer. It could be a placebo effect, of course, but I'm hopeful.
It's kind of sad about Tabula Rasa, though.
What's done is done. Let's focus on the task ahead.
All done here. Should I help with this now?
was missing that.
I'm done here. Should I do this now? writer, things tend to go wrong.